Happy Friday.
Hello. Happy Friday.
How are you doing today?
So far, so good. What's going on with you?
It's been a busy morning. My mother got her Pfizer booster. Hey.
That's good though.
Yeah, yeah. Thank God. One less thing for me to worry about. Oh, I just remembered that I have other. Shoot. Anyway, that's besides the point. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a little thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and most importantly, tell a friend. On the docket today, we have this little messy, messy, messy show, The Real Housewives Ultimate Girl Trip, Season 1, Episode 2, Days of Our Wives. Oof.
I'm enjoying this show a lot.
Mm-hmm. It goes really quickly because
Really
I
quick.
always have to like press the pause in order to like write down a note. Like a lot happens at once. It's not fair.
Let's just call the thing a thing right now. I'm gonna say it. These two episodes were better than the whole season of Real Housewives of New York. There, I said it.
And New Jersey
Them
and
too.
Atlanta.
Them too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's day 2 already at this villa. And today, I guess the housewives are taking turns or days with events. It's their event that they're in charge of. So in the morning, it's Luann who's in charge of this catamaran cruise, and then in the evening, it's Cynthia with the Bailey Q or barbecue or whatever she calls it.
The Bailey Q.
The Bailey Q. Okay, so we see the ladies coming down for breakfast. Melissa's there first talking with Michael. And she asks about the tennis instructor that's coming at 10 o'clock.
Mhm.
Apparently, Ramona set that up and she was supposed to get the whole hour to herself, but she's being gracious. She will take 40 minutes and give whoever 20 minutes because she has deemed that the other people don't know how to play tennis appropriately and she needs 40 minutes of exercise every day.
Hey, she's being herself, so I can't get mad at her.
We see Luann.
And she was late. Let's remember that. Let's not forget that.
Wasn't she also at the wrong place? Because didn't the instructor come and say, I was looking for you up there?
Yeah, she didn't know where the tennis court was.
Oh my
And
God.
she didn't ask anybody where the court was until she was late.
Oh my God. And then couldn't find her racket. It was like all sorts of drama. But then we see Luann come in from a little dip and she just has a towel wrapped around herself and nothing else. And she decides to flash first Melissa. Michael sees it. Melissa comments that Luann has a bush and she hasn't seen one in a long time. Kenya comes down and she gets a peekapoo. And Kenya says, hello, kitty. And then Cynthia joins in with her little camera phone. And she videotapes Luann. And Melissa's like, oh, go ahead. They'll blur it out.
That was hilarious. That was a funny part. Don't blur it out. Go ahead, girl.
Wow. Vacation Luann is fun, though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
What was it that she said that was so cute? Hey, just don't be so uncool. Be
Yeah.
cool or something like that. I
Yeah.
can't remember. But I like that Vacation Luann.
She does not care. They're all having a good time. I love the show.
It's very European of her, though. I will say that.
True.
Um, let's see. Teresa's in bed opening up the cards that Louis gave her. Apparently, he gave her one card for every day that she's away, and she opens up one every day. She's happy. Kyle is suffering with the time difference. She's still on LA time, and this is real early for her, and the women are downstairs making a lot of noise.
Right.
We see the ladies out on the patio having breakfast. They ask Ramona about John. Nobody is anybody taking that seriously though.
No, and nor should they.
And then Ramona starts going into some whole diatribe about back in the day when she was a trendsetter and wearing Versace to the gym or
Crop
some
tops.
such nonsense.
She was
Yeah,
wearing
and
crop
crop
tops. She
tops.
set a whole international craze when she wore the crop tops in the gym.
I'm telling you, Ramona is the shit
Hmm.
from forever. Um, then we see Ramona go into tennis, but she's late. She can't find a racket. She doesn't know where the tennis courts are. She goes. The tennis instructor is a little bewildered because he was supposed to meet her someplace else. It's a mess, but she thinks that she is quite generous in giving the 20 minutes to the non players.
How sweet of her.
We see Cynthia and Teresa take a walk on the beach trying to get to know each other. And Teresa says that it meant a lot to her for Kenya to have her back the night before with Ramona and the Scarecrow comment, and that she doesn't feel that on her own show from her own cast. So it was refreshing to have someone that she didn't know, all that well stand up for
Hmm.
her. Um,
But in fairness, they're judging you based off your history, which they share with you. Like Kenya doesn't, so she's meeting where you are now, so it's easy to do that.
uh-huh. She does. Teresa does make an admission because, like, Cynthia asked her, like, how did she know she was done with Joe? And
Hmm.
she goes, she went into jail, into prison, thinking that everything would be fine, but she had a lot of time to think. And when she came out, I think her mother passed away, and she started, feeling regret for the time that she lost with her mom while in jail, and she started to become disconnected with Joe.
She didn't
And
regret. It wasn't the regret. She started to resent Joe for that, and
right.
that's what struck me because I resented him. I'm like, it was. I
Mhm.
thought it. I'm like, I was wondering, did she resent him for losing that time with her mother? I really want to know,
Mhm.
but she never said it on the show. I was like, okay, and hearing her say she resented him was
Mhm.
everything I needed. I'm like, that's. I love that. She's being open. She's being honest. Like I resented him, and that was probably a big part of their disconnect. It had to be.
Mhm. And that was sealed when he came out of jail. Because there was no connection at all. And so they got divorced. Um then we see the ladies getting ready to go on the catamaran trip that's organized by Luann. Um her conversation with Michael, was that fake rosé that she likes,
And
or was it real rosé?
I mean, who knows? But she's sober so far, no, from what we've seen. So I'm gonna go with the fake rose. And
Hmm.
she even said like I'm out here making drink orders for the ladies, and I'm not even drinking.
Hmm. Okay. They head down to Blue Haven Marina. Kenya and Melissa seem to be bonding, and Cynthia is sitting by herself, feeling all alone. Um, let's see. Ramona and Teresa chat, and they find out that they have something in common. They were both buyers at Macy's, and another designer. I can't remember who. Don't care. Um, Ramona mentions that she didn't really know anything about Kenya until she Googled her. And then Luann tells a story about why she doesn't Google people because she was supposed to go on this date with this guy, but when he Googled her and found out that she
Hmm.
went to jail, he decided, no, not for me. And
I get it.
Luann.
I get it. But like, you could. There's different severities of like jail time. Like she was drunk and belligerent, blah 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 blah. That's different from committing
Hmm.
murder or high end theft, like wire fraud. You know, securities fraud. That's kind of a big deal. Those are big deals. Disorderly conduct because you're drunk, I can overlook it.
We find out that Cynthia was at Luann's wedding to Tom.
Did not know that.
Mm-hmm. And so they asked her about her relationship with Tom and like how did it end and whatever. And Ramona picks that time to get up and abruptly leave. And everyone at the table is like, wait, what? Even Luann is caught off guard by it.
They're like, this is your friend, your castmate of years, and he's gonna walk out and leave. And when she said, like, I already heard the story, I was like, wow.
Yeah, but she also adds on, she's like, well, that kind of triggered me because they were saying that I slept with Tom too. We know you did.
And the way it was like, my divorce triggered her. That took me out. That was a great point.
I
How was
think
someone
someone
else's
said
divorce?
how did the situation that happened to her with her divorce be turned around to make it all about you, Ramona?
I think that was Kenya for some reason.
Yeah, it was someone that wasn't like on the
Yeah,
shot. Yeah. So I was just like, trigger, it's all about you. Ladies, welcome to Ramona's world.
exactly.
Welcome.
I think Melissa said that later. Like, you know what? Shit, it's Ramona's world. We just here.
Mm-hmm. I think Ramona leaves again or some I don't know. Ramona just this is what irritated me with her last season with that like going and coming from scenes.
Mm,
It's a disruption in the scene. It really
right.
is. And she just doesn't care.
Nope.
Um Kyle makes a little snarky remark, and after the story ends, Luann's story ends, she goes, okay, so now that the story is ended and it's the appropriate time, I'm going to go and have fun and get some sun or some nonsense like that. And I was like, oh, Kyle.
I love Kyle. Kyle is hilarious, and I'm like production. I'm going to need one of these every season. Whoever's producing this is did a great job, and this seems not as produced as the shows. And the ladies, I
Mhm.
will say that the ladies seem more carefree, like they don't really give a damn. To be honest, they just letting it all hang loose. I'm like,
Mhm.
maybe taking you out of your everyday lives, you don't feel as much pressure,
Well,
and
and
that's
it
what
is
I'm
a
getting.
free vacation.
I mean, it's a free vacation, but what I'm saying is like they don't seem as guarded with being around people they really don't know that well. Versus
Mhm.
when they're in their own cities and their own lives, they seem a little bit more guarded, a little bit more
Because they have
um
established beefs with people at their own cities.
true.
They come with the clean slate here because I mean how many wives between franchises have issues, not since Beverly Hills and Miami. I
Yeah.
don't think anybody else is fighting per se.
No. I mean I think that's what it is because you coming in, I really don't know you, so I can just let it all hang out. I'm here with
Hmm.
you for a week, and if you like me, I don't give a damn because I ain't got to see you after this week.
Right. um Kyle gets in the water, but she's kind of scared. She wants somebody to look out for the stingray because she doesn't want to be in the water with the stingray. um
That was hilarious. She said, I got Ramona on the boat and the stingray in the water. She said, I think I'll take the stingray. I'm like, you know what?
uh-huh, I would too.
That was hilarious.
But the stingrays are harmless. You can pet them, and they give you
Yeah.
kisses.
You get one sting. You can give a stinger on the boat or a stinger in the water. Which one are you gonna choose? Basically, is
The
what it is.
water, because the one in the water gives you really cute kisses, and then if the little babies come up, they tickle you. I'm telling you,
I
it's
love it.
amazing to play with stingrays in the water.
I'll take your word
Um,
for it.
I
Send me a video.
I think I actually have one. I did it in
Yeah,
the Caymans. It's lots of fun. Let's see. Cynthia says that she better start making new friends because her old friend is doing the same. Cynthia, like her issues start on this boat.
I mean, Cynthia, you out there making friends and making connections. Like, what's wrong with Kenya making friends and making connections? Come on now.
Mm-hmm. So then Cynthia talks to Kyle to get some marriage advice because Kyle has been married for 25, 20 or
Like
25 years.
25 years. I
25
think it's
years.
25. Yeah.
And, I thought this was a good connection. It looked like it was going well to
It
start.
was. No, it was because, like,
Mm-hmm.
Cynthia was being open with Kyle. Kyle was letting her know, like, hey, I get it. I'm like, this was some good conversation because Cynthia's admitting, like, not everything, even though we're newly married, everything's not going super well due to their communication issues. And what now did oh they had the DM conversation and that was hilarious to me. Cindy talking about the
Well,
chick be sliding in the DMs and then Kyle's like Marisa doesn't know about no Instagram none of that. She's like so he asked me to post something. She's like go on his post and see all these DMs. She's like really, really, just sitting. So they just sitting there waiting.
mm-mm. But isn't that funny that they talk about the Instagram thing since Mike Hill just had was that on Twitter or on Instagram?
It was Instagram because she mentioned the DMs. Because people see, cause with Twitter, people most time on Twitter, people are not gonna slide in your DMs too much unless they know you because it's not as visual as Instagram. Now Instagram, you can just send a whole bunch of shit on Instagram, and they can see you on Instagram.
Well, I hope Cynthia and 50 Cent remembered this conversation when everything went and popped off with Mike and that issue he had. Um, but Cynthia also mentioned something that she has to work on not only her communication but her tone. We're gonna hear
Hmm.
that tone later. Mm-mm. And Kyle's recommendation is that they hang around other happy couples. And Cynthia says she wants to get to know her better and hopefully hang out together with husbands.
Hmm.
Um, on the way back from the boat ride, they're in the cars, and Kyle accidentally posts, I guess, an unflattering picture of herself to IG. And Ramona says, "That's fine. I accidentally posted my full bank account."
That was hilarious. I remember that. I remember it and I screamed. I'm like, really?
She did that shit on purpose. Everyone's getting ready for Cynthia's dinner. Ramona's, trying to pep herself up in the mirror, trying to tell herself don't cause any trouble. Everybody is basically doing their own glam with the exception of Cynthia and Kenya. What else? Oh, Luann goes to Kenya to ask her, like, what is read or get read, what it means,
Hmm.
because she wasn't too sure. And so
Right.
Kenya explains it to her. Everybody has to wear red that evening. um and I guess Luann is comfortable. I pretty much thought Kenya was ready when Luann was in with her.
Same.
I like, how much more did she need? But apparently she was late by an hour. Um, did she go and order a burger in the kitchen before she went out to the table?
Yeah.
And then
And got
came
some
to the table and
with
just
mac and
started
cheese.
eating?
With mac and cheese though. Not even the burger that she wanted.
Oh my God. Um, well, her dear friend Cynthia holds up the dinner for Kenya because she doesn't want to start the food until Kenya gets
Right.
there. So she starts explaining her games that she has for tonight. And she starts talking about the awards and she gets to the prettiest, and
Hmm.
Kyle has an issue with that because she has body issues, and she has 4 daughters, and
Hmm.
yeah. I was almost believing Kyle with this. But ain't she the same person that a couple of seasons ago called somebody a ragamuffin because of how they look?
Right. But she felt she was judging her on her clothes and her styling, not her actual features. I was more on the side of Kenya because she like she said in Atlanta we do this all the time. We throw shade back and forth. It's nothing for us, but with these girls, I'm not too sure, and I understood that because there's certain things you don't
Mm-hmm.
do in quote unquote mixed company. If you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean, there's something I would do around I'll say my ethnic friends than I would my Caucasian friends because we
True.
know kind of where the lines are and how we go back and forth and go in and let it have. We for us is normal, but you could see like Luann talking about like what's red, like what does that mean, and Ramona like what's that, and you like you can come at Cynthia and Kenya with the shade. They're like, okay, I'll give it back to you. But you come at Kyle or somebody like that, and you might hit a nerve.
Well, here's the thing. I didn't see anything wrong with it, and especially because of where Cynthia comes from and her being a model. But I don't even think it was that hardcore. And like she said, she would hope that they would know she was not coming from a mean or
Yeah,
derogatory place. Um, but again, I think it was also misplaced anger because she was steaming at Kenya from on the boat earlier.
she was.
And then it was wholly disrespectful for Kenya to come down an hour late to her event with food in hand after she done
Yeah, I
held up
know, I like that.
everybody else.
Over an hour.
Yeah. So like
But you know what? I think if Cynthia and them had been in Atlanta, they
mhm.
ate without her.
Well,
I really do.
yeah, nobody's stopping Candy from the food.
Right?
They'd have been like, Cynthia, shut up. Pass the food. Pass the chicken.
And then like Kenya was like, why are we waiting for Kenya? She
Well,
always late.
nobody don't like that heifer anyway, so
Right. And then my whole thing is Kenya shaded at the end. I want to jump ahead. Is when Kenya shaded Cynthia's potato salad. I'm like, here's a trick for people who may not know. For bad potato salad, and you've already put it on your plate, and you don't want to be rude by throwing it away, what you do is you go find you some barbecue sauce, heat up the barbecue sauce, and put it over the potato salad. It cures the barbecue sauce cures everything.
interesting.
Any bad potato salad, barbecue sauce, heated barbecue sauce, and you're good. And you wouldn't think it because what it does, it masks what's not good, but that potato salad flavor that's actually good, it still comes through. Oh yeah,
I'm sorry, y'all. I just turned on the comments for me to see, and the first thing I see is Tracy saying Kenya is always rude with food. Remember the crab cakes? Y'all
that
can
she
eat
ordered for
what's in the
herself.
kitchen. Uh huh.
That and Candy was still mad about that crab cake at the reunion. I think
Yes, she was.
she was heated.
Again, don't come between Candy and her food. And Tracy says, yep, 50 Cent was mad at Kenya. She's just too afraid to stand up to her.
But did you see them looks though?
The look on 50 Cent face, I've never seen that on Atlanta. Never.
Like the look that she gave to Kenya, but the one she gave to Kenya's look, the look she gave to Kenya was bad. I was
But
like,
then when
but
she
damn.
turned to
But then to
Kyle,
Kyle,
oof,
because she was
oof.
like this. On one hand, Kenya, you my girl from Atlanta, you supposed to ride with me. And then Kyle, we were just talking and had a good conversation on the boat. And this is what you do to me? Yeah, she wasn't happy. Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kenya, the confession says, "See, Kyle, now you about to get a taste of 50 Cent. Watch out, girl. Be
And
afraid."
Kenya saying some BS about how she got low blood sugar. Well, then come to fucking dinner on
She had me
time.
dying with that. Eating that mac and cheese. I got blood. I'm like, they are too funny on the show. They are hilarious to me.
Oh my God. So Melissa can see that Cynthia is annoyed by what happened. And Cynthia's talking about her games, and Kenya just says, "Can we play Taboo instead or something?" And I was like, I
And
think
Melissa's like,
it's nice that they're
mm-hmm.
bringing a little bit of the ratchetness from Atlanta, the
Right.
shadiness from Atlanta to these ladies
And then
and
Melissa's
letting
like,
them see a
oh.
little different experience.
And Melissa's like, oh, I love Taboo. I'm like, Melissa, she wasn't serious. She
Mm-mm.
wasn't serious, Melissa. It's okay.
But I wonder when she's going to turn on Melissa because it seems like Kenya and Melissa are really vibing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they ask questions, but they get Kyle gets the question like, what is her biggest insecurity? And Kyle says, it's her body image and stuff like that. And Cynthia said, that's a really good question. I would like to pose it to the entire table, and they all go around and say what their insecurities are. Out of everybody, the only person I did not really believe was Ramona.
Right, because even Kyle said, didn't Kyle say like, oh, wasn't she the same one like new with just pasties and a thong?
I
Like,
think it was Melissa too, because they
was it Melissa?
replayed the clip of
Yeah,
saying,
good
"Is that
clip.
her asshole?"
Right, that was so funny. I hollered, and I'm. This is what we want to see on our shows. I'm like, can y'all somehow recreate this in the actual franchises? How like what they could do
Mm-hmm.
is do each season in a location. I know that's not reality, but this is the best show.
Yeah, but this is going to be a wham bam, thank you,
Yeah, yeah.
ma'am. You
We
know,
just as long as I get one or two a year, I'm fine.
um, when everyone goes around the table and says what they have to say, Kyle says, she admits to having fun and she apologizes to Cynthia, but 50 Cent come out and the
Child,
look, the
the
face,
look.
the face. She was
You know,
given that face.
yeah, Cynthia gives face anyway. But when 50 Cent really gives face, I was like, what?
And
And then the effects were perfect.
uh-huh.
The effects that
Mm-hmm.
they did were perfect. The thunder and the lightning, they just added to her face.
We see Kenya in her confessional saying, "There's 50 Cent." And Kenya feels that Cynthia is just a little jealous that she's getting along with the other ladies. And in Housewives After Dark, we see Cynthia in the room, and we see Kenya in the room separately.
Hmm.
And a bunch of ladies outside. Kyle's getting her second win because she's still on LA time, and they're dancing and having fun. But Cynthia lets it all out, all her frustrations out regarding Kenya in Housewives After Dark. And when Kenya has her turn, she says that Cynthia's jealous and that her potato salad should have stayed in Atlanta. Mm-mm-mm. That was a cute episode.
It was really good. I'm not mad at all.
Do you
Not
think that
mad
this
at
will
all.
ever go on Bravo? Like what TLC's doing?
I can't say it will.
Mm,
That's just my opinion.
yeah. Well, the good thing is that we've got episode 3 and 4. We could save those for Thursday and Friday of next week because next week is Thanksgiving, and I'm assuming that content will be light.
Yeah, you kind of have to assume that.
Yeah. So we'll have episode 3, 4, and I think 5 out. 5 will be out next Thursday.
Right.
And whatever does not come on this week, we can plug in. So stay tuned, y'all, for the schedule. Um, I'm loving this concept. Oh, okay. So what's Tracy saying? I hate that this is so short. I'm loving this concept and I like it better than the regular, Real Housewife shows now. Hmm.
It's because the production is really good and the ladies are way more relaxed and they're just being themselves.
I like the mix up of the different franchises. No one's coming in with any old beefs or hang ups.
Yeah,
It's like a free vacation.
they're not still mad from 3 seasons ago.
Oh, Debbie. Oh, thanks, Sarah Z. Hey, everybody in the live chat. Hello to everybody in the replay crew. Who is 50 Cent? Oh, that's Cynthia. That's her alter ego when she kind of gets snippy. It won't be long before beef starts. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. Well, we all know that Kenya and Cynthia's friendship takes a beating in this show. I don't think they ever get back to where they used to be.
Mm.
I think that there's still some issues.
And then you have Melissa and Teresa. That's just instant beef.
Yeah, but that's their running shtick. Because I think in episode 3 we hear more, like we hear the conflicting story of how Melissa wound up on the show
Mm.
and whether or not Teresa wanted them there or not.
Gotcha.
Mm-mm. I wonder if we're going to find out whether she was there when Melissa gave birth to her son. Because remember, before Melissa and Joe got on the show, remember they did the christening
Right.
episode where they had the huge fight, and then the next season, Melissa and Joe came on.
Right. I remember that.
So, and it was Danielle.
Who brought up on the reunion prior?
Yeah, and like that's what the fight was all about. That she wasn't at the birth,
The christening.
or no, she was at the christening. I think she mentioned it. I think Danielle had said
I
she
thought she
wasn't at the
wasn't.
birth. They were at the
Mm.
christening. They were at the christening, but remember they got into this
A big
huge fight at the
fight.
christening
Christening.
because
That's.
of something that happened, but they were never quite clear about it until Danielle
Hmm.
said something about how Teresa wasn't there for the birth.
That's what she said. Because you didn't even. She said you didn't even acknowledge your own nephew. And
Yes.
then so it went from that, and then we saw the fight at the christening. You're right. Now I remember it.
Yeah, it so I like that was never really clear to me, or it could be that it was so long ago I just don't remember if they actually said what really happened. But if that comes up again, which I think it does, if they're talking about how Melissa got on the show,
Hmm.
it has to come up. And I want to see how they get through this.
Right.
Who else? Can Ramona get in any more trouble than she's already gotten into?
Yo, it's Ramona. Of course you can.
Oh, jeez. Well, so far so good. 2 episodes down, and it's not bad. I like it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching them this weekend. 3 and 4. It's just too good. It's
Mm-mm-mm.
hilarious to me. They're just doing a really good job, and it's interesting how they're doing such a good job with this.
Mhm.
I mean, how can I put this? I'm not sure if you feel the same way, but I feel like they actually put effort into this, like real thought and effort.
So they've become complacent on the other
To me,
shows.
yeah, because Beverly Hills is the only reason why Beverly Hills has come back is because of Garcelle, Sutton, and Kathy Hilton. If we're being honest, because that was
So it's
dead in the
new
water.
blood.
Yeah, and
So
these
this,
ladies
in
are
essence, is new blood.
right. They're new. This ensemble is new to us. This
Mhm.
ensemble is completely new. Like y'all, Bravo, y'all can't be afraid to shake it up.
So was it you who said that you felt that wives should have time limits?
Yeah, I think I'm saying at most a 4 season run. Give them a season or two break, and if they're doing something interesting, bring them back.
Or if they've been arrested, extend.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, any good legal juicy issue, we can extend you out. That doesn't mean we want you to go out there commit crimes. That just means if something happens, we
Because
gotta keep you. We gotta keep you. We gotta keep you for a little bit. 'Cause we gotta see how it plays out.
I'm here thinking, my God, these women would probably
Yes.
commit a crime in order to stay on.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Exactly.
All right, so Shay is going to catch up this weekend as well. It's well worth it, Shay. It goes really quickly, even with commercials.
Mhm.
Okay, so guys, this was oh geez, hold on. This was the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Season 1, Episode 2, Days of Our Wives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Shout out to the replay crew. And are you enjoying this as much as we are? Jamal encouraging housewife crime rings.
I mean, it's just the truth. I'm sorry, but it's the way I'm not trying to encourage it, but it just this is the way of the feminism is real on the Real Housewives right now. So we can extend you out if you're arrested.
No, no. Jesus. Um, so guys, leave your comments below. We want to hear what you think. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share our content with your friends, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. We really appreciate it. Jamal, you're going to be doing Project Runway. Do you want to just bang it out at the top of the hour?
Um, yeah, that might be best. Give me a break.
Yeah. Okay. So at 3 o'clock Eastern, 12 noon Pacific, Jamal will be back on doing Project Runway.
All right, everyone.
Mhm. So until next time,
Of course.
all righty.
All right, bye.
Bye.